Okay, this morning we're going to work on tweening. You saw some of the lynda.com tutorials, or you should have. Um, Let me just make it really, really simple. I'm going to create a sun. There's my sun sitting on the stage. And then I'm going to double click it, because what I want to do is I want to make a symbol out of it. F8, sun. There it is. You see it in the library. There's my sun. Without turning something into a symbol or a drawing object, you see this little bounding box here? See that? Little blue line around it. You can't tween. So you need to do this in order to tween. So here I am up on my layer, and I'm going to call this sun. And I want my sun to rise. Sun's kind of bright today here in Southern California. This is position 1. I'm going to click here into frame 40. And I'm going to hit my F6 key. Notice it laid down a keyframe. This keyframe has the exact same information as this keyframe. Anytime you hit F6 or you say create a keyframe, it actually takes the information on this one and it puts it there. So now I'm going to move this now position 2. So here's my position 1. Here's my position 2. Obviously, if you want to move something, it has to have position 1 and at least position 2. And now I click into this layer and I hit create a classic tween. And then it starts to rise. Great, that's one way to do it. I'm going to right click into this. I'm going to remove this tween and I'm going to remove this keyframe by hitting Shift F6. That's Shift F6. Notice that keyframe is gone. Now I'm going to do another kind of a tween for you. I'm going to right click or control click and I'm going to create a motion tween. Not a classic tween, but a motion tween. See this blue line? I can extend it. Say I want my motion to go to frame 70. Now I move my cursor to frame 70. See this little tab up here? And I move my sun. Creates a line here that I can then pull if I want to. And each one of these little knobs, see these little dots? They represent these keyframes. So that's a classic tween, and that is a motion tween. Now let's do another one. I'm going to get rid of this tween. I'm going to remove that. Okay. Now I just have an extended timeline to frame 70. What if I want my sun to do this? Like a bird or something that doesn't fly regularly. We're going to be using this one a lot. This is called a guide. I'm going to right click into this part of this layer, not this, but this. And I'm going to add a classic motion guide. Watch what happens when I click this. See this little thing pops up, another layer. And on this layer, I'm going to draw a line. It doesn't matter what color, because it will never be seen. Guide layers are not seen. So this is a classic motion guide. I'm going to draw from the middle of my sun And so that's where my sun's going to end up. So I'm going to click here on frame 70. I'm going to put in a keyframe, F6, or insert timeline keyframe. Notice the black keyframe. And then I'm going to move my sun in position 2 to here. You can almost feel it click. And this one too. I'm going to make sure that it's clicked on the line. Okay? Now watch. I'm going to click into the line, create a classic tween now. And here's my sun. Now when I make a movie, by going Control Enter, you'll see that the guide layer is gone when I actually test my movie. Ain't that cool? Little teeny easy things to do to make animation really, really interesting.